I found this great faux wooden barrel pot at Dollar Tree and thought this would be perfect to make my first fairy garden with. So I want to attach this doorway to the front and add a few pieces of moss and some pine cones. I'm going to add a bit of Fix All glue to the back side and let this get tacky for a few minutes and then attach it to the front of the barrel. And just adding a bit of hot glue to the side. I'm going to start adding my reindeer moss just to frame around this doorway to make it look like it's in a forest and the moss is just growing on the outside. And then add just a few bits of pine cone around the sides as well. I've seen some pictures on Pinterest where they've had stones attached to the front of their barrels. I didn't have any of the small stones, so I thought these pine cones would be just a nice kind of rustic effect. Glue on this is totally dry now. I'm gonna go ahead and fill this with soil and then start building my little setup for my gnomes. Okay, so now that my pot is full of soil, I want to use this gnome house, and it's so cute with all the detailing on it. And this will be my first piece that I add to my soil. And they had a really cute little tractor that I thought would look great on the side. And I found these little gemstone rocks, and I want to add the light brown ones to look like stepping stones leading from the front door of this little cottage. Adjust my tractor just a bit there to the side. And some of these colorful stones with the blue, green, and the clear, I want to pull out the blue ones and use those as like a small little pond on the side of the cottage. And finally, for some of my people, I'm gonna pull out this gnome with the red hat. He's the farmer, and have him next to the tractor. And they have these really cute little gnome children and women. And so add his family and his wife near the cottage and the little baby. And I'm just kind of adjusting around to see how I really wanna set my figures out. And they also had some cute little pieces that look like a windmill and some trees and a little beehive. So I'm just adjusting things around to see how it looks best with my figures, to see how I want to have them set up. And I just keep moving things around and add a few more of these stepping stone blocks. And then some of this frosted greenery to soften up the side, to look like some of the plants maybe my gnomes have put around their little cottage. And this is really pretty frosted greenery. Okay, and I think I have that the way I want it, and so I want to move on to this little faux moss piece that I found, this cute little camper, and add in some of these other pieces, some of the other gnome family pieces. There's a cute little baby in a basket that's just adorable. So this family will look like they're out on vacation at a campsite, and there's the dad. Okay, so I have some pieces of branches and a button, and I want to make like a little grill to look like the dad is out front of the camper grilling up some burgers for his family. So I'm just trying to measure my wood to see the right size that I should snip it so it's not too big. And I just get a few pieces of the branch cut. And then I want to use some hot glue to put the button on the top to make my little grill. And it seems like I need one more piece, so I go ahead and I add one more piece. And there's my little gnome grill. And with another piece of branch, I want to make like a little bench for the gnome family. So I just snip these pieces and try to get them measured to the right size. And then I'm gonna hot glue these together and make a little bench for this family out front. And it's really simple. It's just 3 little pieces that were snapped together and a little wooden piece at the base, and that made their little bench. And then I decided with my remaining piece of wood that I would make a little covered space for the little baby in the fairy garden with a piece of faux greenery, a leaf. So it'll be like a little awning, just a little covered area for the baby to sit out in the yard area out front of the house. And it looks like it's about the right size, so I just go ahead and press that into the soil, like a little covered sitting area, and then I just put the little gnome child and grab a little bit more of the greenery to stick on the side of the house to add a bit more color, and adjust my figures. And there's my little bench out front. And I added just a bit of hot glue to make it stand because it didn't want to stand on the faux moss. And just to put that in place. And my little camping family has their little area set up, and I like the way it looks. This is my first attempt at making a fairy garden, and I'm very happy with the end result. Thanks for watching.